better down when it's winter. Take it from me. I'll find the shore, they look okay. Out in the sun, they slave away. While the devoted full time do something under the sea.
Hello, shrimps. Did you like that song? I thought we'll carry on with Under the Sea this week. And one of the books that I put as a link on to look on YouTube to read was this one. But I ordered one and it's actually arrived now. So I thought I would read it to you. It's called Commotion in the Ocean. And it's written by Giles Andre and David Wattout. Hard to say that word, that name. Anyway, so this is a lovely story and it just teaches you some of the lovely under the sea creatures' names and what they look like as well. So let's have a little look. Let's read the title again. Can you help me? Commotion in the Ocean. What did you notice about those words in that title? Did anyone hear how there were some rhyming words? Commotion, ocean. The ending of those words sound the same, which means they are, well done, rhyming words, well done. So commotion in the ocean. Let's open up. But first, let's look on the front cover at the picture. What can you see up here? It looks a bit fierce. I think it's a shark. Well done if you said shark. What could this be? He's a ginormous undersea creature. Maybe a whale? And then we've got some little things here. What are those? Fish. Yep. And what's this here with long tentacles? Octopus, well done. So we've seen some undersea creatures on the front cover as well. Let's open it up. So we get to that page and we turn the pages carefully. And what can you see? Bubbles. The bubbles coming from the bottom of the deep blue sea. Oh, this is a new book. I'll bring it into nursery next time I'm in. So this has got the title again. Can you help me to read it again? Commotion in the Ocean. What does this look like? Something that might be under the sea. Looks a bit like somebody who is a diver, a diver's mask. And he's got a little breathing apparatus to help him breathe under the water. Wow, let's have a look at that picture first. Oops, can you see that picture? Wow, that's amazing. Lovely picture. Let's have a little read. So in this book, it is a bit of a rhyming book. There are some words that rhyme. So I want you to turn your ears on. I'm going to listen as we read, see if you can hear any words that rhyme. Okay? Because you're very good at rhyming words, aren't you, nursery? Commotion in the ocean. There's a curious commotion at the bottom of the ocean. I think we ought to go and take a look. You'll find every sort of creature that lives beneath the sea swimming through the pages of the book. Did you hear those two words? Look, book. Look, book. They rhyme. They sound the same at the end. There are dolphins, whales and penguins. There are jellyfish and sharks. There's the turtle and the big white polar bear. But can you see behind the wrecks and in between the rocks? Let's see if we can find who's hiding there. Oh, the first one is this one. Can you see this one? Do you know what what it's called before I read about it? Do you know? What is that undersea creature? I'll give you a clue. It begins with k, k, k. Well done. If you said crab, you are right. Crab. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. He's a spy under the sea. Oh, I heard 2 words that rhyme. Did you hear 2 words? Which words were the ones that rhymed? Why? Spy. Why? Spy. They rhyme. So the crab, he has pincers and he doesn't walk forwards and backwards as much. He walks from side to side, sideways. So maybe after we've read this, you can go and be a crab walking sideways. Next, we've got these. Do you know what these are called? If you said an animal, a sea creature that began with a t, 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 t. And if you said turtle, you were right. Let's find out about this turtle. I'm going to move that way a little bit. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay a whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper around in the sand. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. That's how they move. So they scamper. They crawl along with their little legs. So you could be a little turtle scampering about, maybe on your garden or in your lounge. You could be a turtle. Dolphins next. Oh, I didn't ask you to guess then, did I? Let's see. Oh, we can see the pictures of the dolphins. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dolphins. The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them trying to speak. But it's not how do you do, like I'd say to you. It's more of a click, whistle, squeak. That's how they sound. Click, whistle, squeak. Can you do that? Click, whistle, squeak. Can you whistle? Click, squeak. You make those sounds. We could sound like dolphins together, couldn't we? See if you can make those sounds. Ooh, what have we got next? This one here. What does it look like? Yes, it looks like a fish if you said fish. It's called an angelfish. So it's got a name, angelfish. Does it look like an angel from our nativity when we learnt about the nativity at Christmas? An angel? Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling. The prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. Because she's so beautiful, this fish. She knows how beautiful she is. And that's why she talks like that. Because she's so beautiful. Can you see what pattern she's got on her? Not pattern, is it? That's right, it's a stripy pattern. It's green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow. That's the pattern on her. She's a beautiful fish. Let's look on this side now. Ooh, do you know what this type of fish is called? I'll give you a clue. It begins with a j, j, j. Jellyfish. Well done. So, the jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling's very good fun. Can you jiggle? Can you jiggle your hand? Jiggle your head, jiggle your shoulders, jiggle your whole body, and you could turn into a jellyfish. Wibble wobble. Now they're very special because they have these long bits hanging from them, and they sort of go like this. Can you do this with your hand? Open and close. They're fascinating to watch. I think BBC have got some clips. Watch the jellyfish. They're beautiful as well. Right, let's have a look at the next page. Look at that. Wowee, look at the size of that. Do we know what it is? It begins with a sh sound. Shh. Yes, shark. Well done. Look at those teeth. Oh, wowee. I swim with a grin up to greet you. See how my jaws open wide. Why don't you come a bit closer? Please take a good look inside. Oh. Look, he's opening his mouth. He wants you to go inside. Would you go in there? No, never, no. Because what would he do? He'd eat you up. We don't want him to eat you up, do we? No. But he'd like to. They're always hungry, these sharks. Oh, this one here. Now, you have to look at the picture. Look at his special nose. What does it look like? Like a sword or something like that. Let's find out what he's called. Ah, he's called a swordfish. That's because his nose looks like a sword. Swordfish. Let me say that, swordfish. I have loved to chase after small fishes. It stops me from getting too bored. And then when I start feeling hungry, I skewer a few on my sword. So that's how he catches them. On the edge of his nose is like a sword, and he pokes to the fish. That's his teeth. You can eat it all up. Oh, look at the next one. Look at this. All the patterns. There's spotty patterns all over this octopus. And they don't have hands. They look like they've got legs, but they're actually called tentacles. Very long and wavy in the water, and they can curl around things and help to catch things. Let's read about the octopus. Octopus. Can you say that? Octopus. Begins with an O sound. Octopus. Having 8 arms can be useful. You may think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all my children and tickle each one on the tummy. So I said they weren't arms, but they've called them arms. The real name is tentacles. Tentacles. It's a long word. Okay? And look, they're holding on to their babies. They wrap their babies around. So it's very useful. Imagine if we had 8 arms and 8 hands. Imagine all the things we could do. We could do 8 pictures at a time. Painting, fingerprints everywhere. We'd have lots and lots, wouldn't we? What fun we could have. Oh, now look. What do you think this is called? Quite flat fish, this one. Quite flat. It's called a stingray. Stingray. Okay, can you see them? Stingray. Very flat, longish tail. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingray flaps his wings. But don't you get too close to him. His tail really stings. And it does. So it can be quite dangerous. So if you ever see a stingray, don't go near it. Just smile at it. Let it flap its wings past you. There he goes. Ooh, what's this one here? This one is... Do you know what they're called? I'll give you a clue. They begin with a L. L. Lobster. Can you say lobster? Lobster. Never shake hands with a lobster. It isn't a wise thing to do. With a clippity clap and a snippety snap, he would snip all your fingers in two. Must remember that. If you see a lobster, don't try and pick him up because he will snip and clip at you. Wow, look. It's the deep sea. Oh, excuse me. The deep sea. Miles below the surface, where the water's dark and deep, live the most amazing creatures that you could ever meet. There are fish of all descriptions, of every shape and size. Some have giant pointy teeth and a great big bulbous eyes. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fins. But the strangest fish of all have glowing whiskers on their chins. Glowing whiskers on their chins. Wow, look at that! Ooh, that's a big undersea creature. If I hold it there, you can see it better. Do you know what this one's called? It's a colour. Or we can see what colour it is. Blue, yes, well done. And it begins with a w. Whale! Well done, blue whale. There's no other beast on the planet as big as the giant blue whale. He measures a massive 100 feet long from his head to the tip of his tail. So he's so long. And then he has a little blowhole. It goes whoosh. The water blows out the top. That's good, isn't it? He looks very friendly though, doesn't he? Don't think he'll eat us like the shark would. Ooh. Now if you look down here, all the way around, there's some little tiny things and there's something here telling us what they are. Let's find out this information. So this is telling us all about these little bits stuck on the whale. It says, we're just a bunch of barnacles and all we do is cling. We know it's not that glamorous, but it's our favourite thing. So these little barnacles, can you say that? Barnacle, they cling onto the whale underneath. That's all they do. Barnacles. Oh, do you know what these are? I'll give you a clue. It begins with a w. Walrus. Can you say walrus? Walrus, well done. Our bodies are covered with blubber and our tusks are incredibly long. We're grumpy and proud, and we bellow out loud to show that we're mighty and strong. So these are mighty and strong walruses. They are. Look how big they are. They've got these long tusks. A bit like elephants have tusks, don't they? But these live in the sea with all the other sea creatures. Oh, look. This is the sea where it's very cold, see? Very cold. Oh, this side we can see some very cold sea and some very cold animals. Well, actually, they keep warm because they've got special skin. They're called, I'll give you a clue, begins with a penguins. Well done, penguins. We waddle about on our icebergs, which makes our feet slither and slide. And when we get close to the water, we leap with a splosh off the side. So they splosh off the side into the water. Splash, splosh. And here we've got a polar bear. So polar bears also live in the very cold sea. I'm just going to ask my little girl if she'll close the door because somebody next door's cutting the grass. Thank you. Deep out in the Arctic, the mummy polar bear snuggles up with all her children, and it's very cold out there. So look, they've got this warm fur and they need that because it's so cold out there in the Arctic. So this sea is not warm sea, it's freezing cold. So that's why they huddle together with their big fur. Oh look, this looks like a window. When you're in a submarine, you have a little window. Submarines go right under the sea. They're special boats and you can go under it. The water won't come into it, so you can go as deep as you can and you can see all the undersea creatures. But that's a special machine called a submarine. It's a type of boat. Okay, and this looks like the window when you're looking out. What a lot of creatures we have seen beneath the sea. What a lot of funny things to do. They do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite. And some might want to swim around with you. The dolphin's very friendly and the lobster's very fierce. But the shark is the most dangerous by far. Can you name the other friends we've made along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. So now you have to think back now. So you've listened to the story, well, the book, which tells you lots of information. Now you need to think back and remember all those lovely undersea creatures that we have just learnt about. So let's see. I'm going to look in my book. I can remember, but I'm going to double check. So have a little think. Who did we meet first in Commotion in the ocean? Who did we meet first? I'll give you a clue. He's got pincers. He goes like this. And he walks, instead of walking forwards and backwards, he goes from side to side, sideways. And his name begins with a well done, it's a crab. We saw a crab. What else do we see? Begins with a t, t, t. And they lay their eggs on the sand and then lots and lots of them hatch out and then they scamper away. Can you remember what they were? Begins with a t, t, t. See if he's behind me. We had one last night. Have a look. Yay, let me see. I've got a friend here. Who is this? There, look, he's got a shell on his back. He swims along the sea. It's a turtle. There he is, turtle. Say hello. Turtle. Okay, you see my dog coming in. That's my little dog coming to the story today as well. It's all happening in my kitchen. Oh, I've given it away. Who else do we meet in this story? Begins with a d, d, d. And it's grey. And they click. Can you remember that noise? It's a dolphin. And they click. That's the sound they make. And look, I've got a friend coming swimming by. There's the dolphin. Say hello, dolphin. Click. Squeak. That's the sound he makes. Can you say it back to him? Click. Squeak. Can you say it? Brilliant. Oh, dolphin's gone for a sleep now. And what was the other animal? I'm looking in my book. I'll give you a clue. It's a type of fish that has green and yellow stripes and looks beautiful. And she knows she's gorgeous and beautiful. And it reminded me of the Nativity. angelfish. Well done. An angelfish. It was the other one that we learnt about. And then there was another one. And I'll give you a clue. It begins with a j, j, j. And it likes to jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Ooh, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. It likes to jiggle. What was the one that likes to jiggle? Yay! And it goes like that with your hands. It's a jellyfish. Well done. And the other one, it's fierce. It's hungry all the time. It has big, sharp teeth. And it wants you to come close. Shh is what it begins with. Shh. For shark. Yes, well done. There was another one that we met. It had a very pointy nose. Almost like a sword. There's your clue. Yes, swordfish. Swordfish likes to catch the fish on its pointy nose. Swordfish. And then we had another sea creature that began with a ah. 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 And it had 8 tentacles and liked to grab things with its tentacle. And it was called an octopus. Can you remember the other things? There was a flat fish, and it had a stingy tail, and it was called a stingray. Then there was a creature that began with L, and it liked to clippity-clap or snippity-snap at you with its pincers. And that was called a lobster. And then they talked about under the deep sea. The deep sea, talking about how dark it is and that there are all different creatures under there, and some had glowing whiskers. So when it's dark under there, they still shine bright. Okay. And then there was a big blue... Which animal began with a whale? A big blue whale, that's right. And what happened? What did he have squirting out of him? He had like a blowhole, and that was where the water would go. Whoosh! That's right. And then what else? Oh, the water's getting colder. And these were 2 animals that had tusks, and they were very strong, very strong. They were called walrus. That's right, walruses. Now, in the cold water, there was some animals, and there was a black and white one, and it waddled, that's how it walks, and it slithered and slides along on its icebergs. Can you remember what they were? And they splash in the water. And it begins with a penguin. Well done. And then there was one last cold sea creature. Can you remember what it was? And it also begins with a... It was white, big furry type of bear. Can you remember what he's called? Polar bear. Well done. And then they just talked about under the sea and all the different creatures that we can meet. I love that story. Commotion in the ocean. It's not really a story though, is it? It's more like a rhyming book with information. And information teaches us new things. Did you know about barnacles? No, I didn't really know about barnacles until I read this book, and it told me about little barnacles that stick on the side of whales. So all these informations we found out from Commotion in the ocean, and I hope you enjoyed that. You could ask your grown-ups if they can find some real-life clips. BBC sometimes have clips, so if you just Google BBC clips for Under the Sea, then you can see some real-life undersea creatures. Okay, have lots of fun, and maybe off you go now and be a little crab moving sideways. Off we go. Or you might want to be a dolphin. Click. Squeak. Okay, so go and be an undersea creature. Okay, have lots of fun with your grown-ups, and I will see you very soon. Bye.